Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to another session of LocoNav Live. Today's topic is Fleet Tech with the Microservices Architecture Explained. I'm Nitin from LocoNav, and I'm your host for today. Super excited to kick off the session that will help you not only understand how to enhance the resilience, but the agility of every industry's fleet operation. Now, before we have a speaker take the discussion forward, let me take a moment to run you through the must-dos. Your opinion, queries, and response is very important to us, so please drop your questions through the session on the chat box. Our speaker will try to address them. The session is being recorded, so please click on the Google Form link to get the video on demand. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our speaker, Vanshul Chawla, Head of Engineering at LocoNav. Vanshul, over to you.
Thank you, Nitin, for the elaborate introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm really excited to share my thoughts today with all of you on how we designed our LocoNav fleet management solution around microservices architecture and how our partners and consumers have benefited in last 18 months during our journey from this migration of monolith to microservices. But before that, what is a real-time fleet management and monitoring solution? The ability to track your assets in real time from the comfort of your home or workplace at any time and from any location is a major help in making your everyday GPS tracking activity more effective. This can be accomplished efficiently by combining fleet and asset management solutions, intelligent reports. You can use a GPS fleet management software with single click to track the location of all your vehicles from the comfort of your home, keep track of the condition of your assets and schedule regular fleet maintenance reminders, monitor the use and usage of your assets to ensure compliance, keep an eye on wasteful and dangerous driving behaviors because drivers are the most critical entity of any fleet and the way the vehicle is driven determines the life of the vehicle and service cost. Optimize inefficient driver routes. Again, a critical aspect of any fleet is routes. Vehicles are mostly driven on predefined routes, which might or might not be optimized for a real-time traffic. LocoNav provides you a way to optimize this on a real-time basis in respect of time and kilometers. What LocoNav offers to you is a plethora of multiple features on its platform app, and there are various apps which we have for our consumers. We offer intelligent 24 by 7 real-time tracking where you can track your vehicles on app, web, and email, unlimited movement and history, and track your vehicles simultaneously. So you don't have to switch tabs. You can track all the vehicles of your fleet on a single platform. Safety and theft prevention. SOS alerts, geofencing with real-time vehicle entry and exit so that your vehicle are bound to a region where they need to operate. Remote vehicle lock with immobilizer, again a very critical feature for any of the fleet manager. Consider your vehicle is gone and then you need to immobilize it because you're not able to track your vehicle, someone has removed the device. You can definitely do it via immobilizer. Driver scorecards. Driver is the second most critical entity for a fleet after vehicles. So you can track and rank your drivers basis their performance, define incidents thresholds such as overspeeding, high acceleration and all depending on the driver behavior. And you can even coach your driver with real-time examples. Fuel is the most important and the highest cost for any fleet. So definitely on a platform, you can get alerts for fuel drainage, visibility on refueling, draining, mileage, etc. For any of the platform, which is a B2B or a B2C platform, reporting forms a critical aspect. So on our platform, you have customizable reports and even some predefined reports for you. Customizable reports can be used to define your own values of a report depending on your business needs. And you can even monitor your cash expenditure on it. Vehicle health management. You can monitor 20 plus different parameters of a vehicle via the sensors which gets installed during every installation in a vehicle, and you can define a scorecard for it. Captain app is a beautiful feature we have developed for our partners where without even installing a device on your vehicle, you can track the vehicle with the GPS module of your particular driver's mobile phone. And then a dash buddy. This is all what we have for our platform. And there are multiple other features, but the crux of the meeting or the crux of the webinar is why a monolith versus microservices architecture. Most of the legacy systems are built on monolithic architecture, which is not scalable as it's a tightly coupled black box. And one technical glitch in the system can bring the whole platform down and eventually the business can come to a standstill, right? But in a distributed system, which is defined on a on a microservices architecture, it's like a Rubik's Cube where multiple smaller components are integrated together to build a large system. Each of these components cater to their own business functionality and requirement and can be independently built, tested, deployed on demand. Consider an example of a system like Netflix. Netflix has a live streaming system and it even has a video recording system, right? So in case the live streaming system is down, you can even able to view your videos as such on demand. That's a microservices architecture. But consider an example where the overall system goes down. You'll be not be able to use it. Consider this example of a monolith versus microservices. A monolith system has three different layers, which is a user interface, a business layer, and a data interface. The user interface is the UI, the business layer is where the logic resides, and a data interface where all your data resides. This is a monolith system where if any of these layers goes down, the overall system crashes. But consider an example of a microservices architecture, which is on the right. Because the LocoNav fleet is built on a microservices architecture, which is distributed, there are different purposes of each of these microservices, which they solve using their own database layer. So one service goes down, the overall system will not be impacted. And that's how the beauty of microservices architecture is you can build it to scale. It is an extensible system. It has scalability and even different maintainability. Let's go into a bit deep on how the extensibility, scalability, and maintainability is respected. So any system which is built on microservices architecture is extensible where there are different components which you can build together or build independently and different teams can work on it. So there is no dependency on a single team to build multiple features. There are different teams for each feature and they can define their own setup. How it is scalable. Consider an example, you have 10,000 vehicles on the platform and you want to take it to 20,000 vehicles. The system should be auto scalable so that there is no lag on the system when the number of vehicle is increasing. And that's where microservices architecture is designed that because it's a distributed system, the automatically scalability happens. And you can work on multiple different platform and devices and grow your user base efficiently with this. Maintainability. Any software solution once deployed requests a maintenance, right? And an easier to maintain system with multiple features running together is important because the system can be rebuilt, redeployed, and managed independently, and you can take swift technical actions in case of any eventual loss of data and all. Now, let's go on to the next one where we have the LocoNav system. And in case the LocoNav system would have been a monolith. Now you can see it's a big box with multiple components which are running inside a box. Consider, for example, your configuration service, which is on the extreme right, goes down. What will happen? Because it's a monolith system, the overall system will crash. But as a fleet manager, would you be okay in case just because a small configuration system is down, your overall system crashes? The answer will be a big no, right? But LocoNav is not a monolith. LocoNav is based on microservices architecture, and this is how we have designed our platform. All the features which you can see here are designed with distributed architecture, and each component works on their own set of databases and servers. Now, again, say the configuration service is down. Only impact it will have is on the configurations of its neighboring nodes. But your platform will work as is. There will not be a case where the configuration service goes down and you're not able to track your vehicles. And as soon as the configuration service is fixed, you will not be seeing any transition that, okay, there is something getting deployed and the server goes slower and all because it's a microservices architecture. So you can plug and play. And that's the beauty of microservices architecture, where the system will always be available for your usage. And in remote event of failure, the technology team will work on remediating the issue with that particular component and can fix and deploy without any impact on any of the other services. How microservices have helped LocoNav to grow and increase their uptime to 99.9%. Now there are multiple teams which are working in parallel and scaling the application with little to no external dependency. The relatively small size of microservices offer low cognitive complexity for the developers to increase their productivity. There are separate processes now and independently deployable applications which teams are working on, and they are deploying on a regular interval because we follow agile methodology. With individual databases, now the data resides in multiple layers, and if one layer goes down or one layer is low, there is no impact on the other layer. You can independently scale any of these different components in case of an eventual loss of nodes, and definitely those will scale automatically. Any of these components which we have defined from LocoNav perspective have a quick replaceability because now it's a microservices and on a monolith. You can quickly replace any of these microservice because it's a modern system now. And because of all this, now our uptime has increased from 99.1% to 99.9%. So till now we have spoken about what LocoNav offers, how the microservices are designed, but how actually it is designed and how what is the architecture of LocoNav. So on the screen, you can see new age LocoNav architecture, which is mainly focused around putting different pieces of puzzle working together. As you can see in this diagram, we have different services running together. On the left hand side, you will see all the devices, the video telematics platform, which we have sending data to data ingestion layer because the devices are sending data in binary format and you'll definitely want it in a meaningful format, which is human readable. That all processing is done on our data ingestion and data processing layer. Once the data is processed, it is sent to the analytics layer and the reporting layer, which can show the data onto the platform. And once everything is performed, you get the data onto your web layer. But that's not all. We have our data storage logic, which is there on Postgres, Redis, Cassandra, and definitely for any of the system, we need a monitoring system, and we have different internal monitoring systems so that you get a seamless experience onto the platform. So what we have discussed today is how LocoNav system is designed using microservices architecture and how you can integrate your existing solutions with LocoNav system without any hassles of writing new APIs or new integrations. We already have open APIs which you can use and integrate. There are different data points which you can fetch from our system, can integrate your system with those data points, and how LocoNav has enabled alerts and life of all these fleet managers has maken an ease of usage. Let's take up a few of the questions which our listeners have sent. So the first question, how many microservices you have? So we have somewhere around 120 plus microservices in our system, and we keep on adding these new services and feature as requested by our clients. Which are languages you use in your platform? So for UI, we have React.js. For our backend, we have Java, ROR, and Python. And for our apps, we have Flutter, Android, and iOS native. For our data layer, we use Postgres mainly, but we have Cassandra and other Mongo database, which are NoSQL databases. And we definitely have our queuing layer, which is on Kafka and Amazon SQS. Do you use agile for development? An answer is yes. We use agile methodology for development. We have bi-weekly to monthly sprints, and the release cycle is always monthly, but we do have features which are getting rolled out on a weekly basis. How many APIs you have exposed for your clients, and how do we use these for our integrations? Okay, a very well defined question. We have somewhere around 125 APIs, and for integration, once you partner with us, you'll be given an account detail. Each account will have an authentication key, and the APIs will be enabled to you. You just need to use the authentication key, and you can use our APIs with ease. But in case there is a specific requirement from any of our partners, we definitely add on those new APIs and customized APIs for those partners, right? Any other questions? Awesome. Thank you for your participation in this webinar today. We really appreciate taking your time and joining us. Would love to hear from you. You can write to us at hi@loconav.com. Stay tuned for our next webinar.